Jack, a 2-2 draw at a difficult away venue, how do you reflect on that?
I think first of all, it's a reflection of how far we came as a team over the last few months. That we're disappointed to come here and only draw the game. We wanted to come here and win it, and we believed we were capable of coming and winning it. It was a tough match, a difficult match. I think we had probably the better clear-cut opportunities, but I think there were certainly spells in both halves where they were dominant in terms of territory. So that's the spells that we have to obviously try and see through without conceding. The manner of the 2 goals we conceded are the most disappointing aspect of the day, because outfield, from open play rather, I thought we defended quite well. However, putting that aside, I think given the exertions of this week as well, with 3 huge games, Tuesday takes a lot of the players emotionally, so I thought what they produced today was excellent given the demands of it as well.
Pleased with the opening to the game, because you had a really good chance with McInness before you scored, and then a great chance to make it 2-0. The opening 20 minutes well on top.
Yeah, we're capable of doing that. Delighted that it shows how much they trust what we ask them to do and how much they trust themselves at the moment, because we speak a lot about being positive in the final third of the pitch, something we stress all the time, and telling players from the first moment they get somebody faced up to get at them. And Kel McInness sets the tone again. He did it on Tuesday night in the opening minutes. If you look at the game back again, attacked to left back, won a corner, sets the tone again today. And from the opening period we were on the front foot, got a goal, and the save from Robbie Thompson from Cammy is outstanding, and is a fairly pivotal moment as well, because I think we would have deserved to have been 2 ahead at that point. So pleased that they're doing a lot of the things we asked them to do. Disappointed obviously not to win the game, of course, but I do believe it's another small step forward for us today.
You've praised Kel McInness there. He's somebody that maybe goes under the radar each week, but he's been fantastic all season. He's
as good an 18-year-old as is playing in Scotland at the moment, in my opinion. I know he's playing in the Championship. I know I don't see Premiership matches on a regular basis, but ability, consistency, performance, temperament for an 18-year-old, and playing out of position as well, because his natural position is and will be a central midfielder. So the contribution he has made to our season has been remarkable. He deserves every plaudits he'll get for it. But I know, because of his temperament and his character, that he also knows the job's not done. You know, he's like a lot of them in there that as much as he's been doing well, know that we've still got a lot of work to do over these last 3 games. Good
character in the squad and good determination from them, and especially knowing that, you know, as well as they've done, it isn't quite done yet.
Yeah, that's demanding psychologically on them, because they have put so much into the last few months, and they've produced some big performances, some big results, and even with that in mind, we're still in a difficult position. So to keep digging as deep as they have done, that's what you have to do if you want to be a successful team. You know, we want to be a team that competes at the right end of this division, and in years to come we have to make sure that we survive in this season first. But then I want a mentality that can cope with these demands on a weekly basis. I think that group has shown it, and I believe they'll show it over the next 3 games. Of course I do. I think they're more than capable of doing that, and the good thing is we've got a free week before it, and we've got all week this week to prepare. Last week was demanding again in terms of the schedule, so we'll look after them very much physically this week to make sure they're in the right possible physical state for the game next Saturday.
How important can that be, having that kind of full week? Because like you said, it's been a demanding week, playing Dumbarton last Saturday, Morton during the week, and now today.
Yeah, it is important. We have had a really tough schedule going back to the beginning of March, the number of games you had to do because of success in cup competitions, and that to come through that period as successfully as they did was great. But even this month, having that extra game again is tough. You know, there's not many teams have that in the league. To continue to pick up points and remain undefeated in that period is testament to them. But that's good. The rest period will be good for us. You know, we'll be very light this week in terms of what we do physically, and even psychologically, it's good for them to have that welcome break as well.
And I know wins are the main thing at the moment, but are you pleased to have stretched that unbeaten run to 7 games in the league today?
Yeah, like, I know it sounds very obvious, but if you're not winning games, then you want to at least take something from them. You know, traditionally people always viewed winning home games and taking something away from home as the way you would go and win a championship, or at least compete at the top end of the table. So what we're doing at the moment is good in terms of our form and our results, just because of the position we found ourselves in. It isn't as good as it should be, if that makes sense. So I'm delighted that we've came here and took something from the game. Frustrated a little bit that it couldn't be more, especially for the support we carried through again today. I want to reward that support with the victories every single time we take the pitch, but I think again they saw a group that was out there doing their utmost to get that result for them.
Obviously there was some thoughts that when Lewis Morgan picked up his injury a couple of weeks ago that could have been him for the season, but back on the pitch today, delighted for him?
Yeah, he hasn't trained yet. Because of the type of injury it was one that, you know, we could look at it very close to the match day, and he's a physically very fit young man anyway, so he wasn't going to lose any conditioning. We had conversations Thursday, Friday, but yesterday he felt really good. He was confident that he'd be fine to go and take the pitch at some point. So I was still a bit reluctant to use him today, but it was still nice to have him on the pitch, and for the next 3 games it'd be great, because with a week's training ahead of him this weekend, it means he'll be in fully fit, if you like, for next weekend. You know, today he was still a little bit off it, but it was nice to have him back involved.
So in contention for a start next week then, perhaps?
Yeah, look, he comes back into the squad. We'll see how he goes over this week, because the injury he has, he's still got to manage it properly, but it's testament to his dedication and his motivation to continue to do well for the club, that he's put himself out there. You know, he could easily have taken a longer period out, but he's desperate to get back and play, desperate to get back on the pitch, and desperate to contribute us winning games.